Hello, welcome to CotoGAMES Summer's Wars Pro in the making. Now today we're gonna be making a small review on ToaH Hard 60. ToaH Hard 60 is not hard, it's just that you need to have the proper monsters for you to be able to clear them. And by the proper monsters I don't mean that you need to have a nat 5 for you to be able to get in there and get this done. And these proper monsters, they are farmable monsters. For example, Vareta is a fusion monster, Veramos is a fusion monster as well, Spectra you can get him from the Fire Day and the Griffon S Secret Dungeon, and Tion is a monster that you get at the beginning of the game. It's the fourth monster that you get at the beginning of the game, and it's the first reviver that you get on the game. So if you're smart, you're gonna be keeping your first reviver, and it's really easy to skill up as well. All of these guys, they are really easy to skill up. You will need to give Devil Mons to Veramos, and if you want to, you can also give Devil Mons to Beretta as well, or wait a long time to keep using Beretta and Beretta over and over again, or getting Berettas from scrolls. My suggestion is for you to give the Devil Mons to them because they work actually pretty good, and you need to have these skills max for better results. Now, the strategy on the first rotation on this first wave is that you need to keep the lures stunned, and you need to keep the Gildons provoked. If it is possible, try to stun them all. But if you cannot stun them all, keep the Gildons provoked and keep the lures stunned. Why? Because Gildon, the only thing that Gildon will do with the first kill is going to be to attack you and decrease your attack power. But they have a 20% chance to stun you. And if the RG wants to play you crazy, even if you provoke them with Mav, they will be stunning Mav, and then you're gonna be wasting a turn, losing a turn with Mav. And Mav is someone that we need to have available every turn because we need him to use his third skill, the Wings of Wing. That will be removing all harmful effects on all allies and decreasing their cooltime by 1, and also increasing the attack speed for 2 turns. The attack speed increase is something that is very important because that's gonna make sure that you're gonna be getting more turns. And actually, the leader in this floor is going to be Vareta to give you more speed. Even if you don't build them with speed, having that percent of amount of speed as a leader and that speed from map as a buff is going to help you a lot on these floors. Now, you're gonna be killing them with the continuous damage that you deal with Beretta on the third skill, and also with the continuous damage that you deal with Veramos on the first skill. Veramos is here to speed up the runs and to give you that reliable stun on the second skill. If you have Bushi, the Wind Taoist is gonna be more safe, but it's gonna be a little bit slower because of the continuous damage. You will only be able to kill them with the Beretta's continuous damage. But Wuchi is a lot more safer than these Veramos. Now, remember, Lure is going to be also decreasing the attack bar of all allies with a 50% chance with the third skill. So you need to keep Lure under control all of the time. If it is possible, keep him stunned every turn. You have the way to stun him with Beretta's Despair set. You can also use the Turbulence skill to pull back the attack bar to 0. You can pull back the attack bar with Spectra. And you can also stun with Veramos second skill, you can stun with Map first skill, and you can also stun with Tion the first skill. If you don't have Tion, remember you can use Konami for this. Now, what is the move for you to be able to get into the waves easier? First of all, you use the continuous damage from Beretta. It's going to attack all enemies and leave the continuous damage. And then you use the AoE stun from Veramos, and then what I do is that I use the attack speed increase, and then with Tion or the Garuda, I will be giving the research to Mav, so that way I can provoke any of the target that has not been stunned. So that way I can make sure that everybody is under control. Remember, for every new stage that you're going to move into, you need to have all of the skills available. So try to kill the last guy with the first kill. Now here's the move on this second stage. First of all, try to decrease the attack speed of everybody and also decrease the attack bar. You will be able to do that with Spectra. Spectra is really good for this ToaH hard because he's not even hitting with that skill. So not hitting some monsters like on the ragdoll floor, you will not be increasing the attack power or receiving any damage like Joltons because he's not even hitting. But he's gonna be decreasing the attack bar of everybody. Now the strategy for this actual floor is to keep Charlottes, the occult girls, away from moving by decreasing the attack bar, by keeping them stunned, and try to provoke the Sky Dancers and just keep the occult girls away from moving. Because if the Sky Dancer moves, the Sky Dancer, if they move up with the first skill, they will be applying just the glancing hit on Mav if they are provoked. And if they are not provoked, then they are gonna be using the third skill. And the third skill is going to be Charge of Vitality. That skill is going to fill up the allied target's attack bar to the fullest, and also will increase its own attack bar with a 50% chance, and it will recover as well 50% of the ally HP. So if you allow this skill to go on, it's gonna be giving that skill, it's gonna be giving a research to one of the occult girls, and the occult girls, they will be using the third skill that will decrease the attack bar of all of your monsters, and that's gonna be dealing a lot of damage. So keeping the occult girls stuns, it will be mandatory here, or keeping them away from moving, because even if you provoke the occult girls, they have a chance to sleep Mav, and if they sleep the target, they will be getting another turn. So with the Spectra's Turbulence skill, you pull the attack bar. With with Barretta Turbulence, you pull the attack bar. With Spectra, you will be pulling the attack bar as well and decreasing the attack speed for 2 turns. And then with Mav, Tion, and Veramos, you will be stunning them. It's really easy to stun them. You just need to, sometimes you might need to just count the turns that you have available for one of the other monsters, like Barretta, Mav, any of the other monsters. If you count the skills on your mind, then you will be able to research the proper guide to be able to get to the actual skill that you need to use in the actual moment. And with time, they will be dying with the continuous damage that you will apply with Veramos' first skill and with the Vareta's first skill. Remember, again, that before you move into any of the other floors, you need to have all of the skills available. All of the skills available, right? So now we are into the last stage of this ToaH hard, 60. And this is a floor that is really, if you don't do the proper strategy, it's gonna be really complicated, because it's not only provoking the boss, you also need to pull back his attack bar as many times as you can, because he has a very high chance to sleep the target, and we don't want Map to be sleeping, because that's gonna be causing you trouble to have the skills that you need available again. Now, the real threat will be giving the boss a turn, Wunsa, giving Wunsa a turn, and also giving any of these Sylphid, the Dark Sylphids, a turn, because they have a skill that is really, really powerful, and that will be their third skill. With the third skill, the name of this babe is Icaris. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, with the third skill, it will be Dark Recovery. Still life from the enemy. The amount stolen is equivalent to 50% of your max HP. You gain another turn if the enemy dies. Remember, the monsters on ToaH Hard, they are built with insane amount of HP. So it is very likely, no matter how tanky you are, it is very likely that if the Sylphis uses this third skill on any of your monsters, it is very likely that you will die and that they will be getting another turn. The AI of these monsters is designed to use that skill first, and then they are gonna be using the second skill that will attack all enemies, and it will heal the all allies with 20% of their HP. So that's gonna be healing them a lot of HP. It's gonna be like 4 continuous damage more that you will need to apply to get down those 20% HP. You don't need to worry about the Dark Beast Monk, because you are denying the turns, and whenever he gets a turn, he will be giving the priority to his second skill. That is the same skill as the water beast monk. That will be defend. It will decrease the inflicted damage to 0 for 3 turns on an allied target, and he is going to be receiving 50% of the damage of the original damage. That's not gonna make a difference because they have insane amount of HP and you're gonna kill them with continuous damage. So the strategy here is to keep keep a stun. First of all, try to keep stuns the Sylphids and keep the boss Wunsa, keep him under provoke, the attack speed reduction, and the attack bar reduction as well. That's the only thing you need to do. It's really easy because you will be having Tion or any other Garuda, or for example the water Garuda, giving you the research on math to make sure that he's going to be decreasing the cooltime of everybody and that he's going to have available that provoke as fast as possible. You can also give the research to Beretta if you know that he has the turbulence skill available right after. You can also give the stun to the research to Veramos, so Veramos can AoE stun everybody. And you can also give this research to Spectra, so that way Spectra is going to be pulling back the attack bar of everybody if it is necessary. It is really easy to beat this floor because it's just keeping everything under control, and it's really easy to keep everybody under control here. Now you can see something here. My Spectra is built with 66% accuracy, and even with 66% accuracy, the chances of pulling back the attack bar of the boss, they are really low. Beretta works better in that for that purpose, but my suggestion is for you to keep the attack bar of the boss. Always don't let the attack bar go over 50%, over 60% of the attack bar, because there are some chances that you have in which this Wonsa is going to be sleeping you, a sleeping map. Even if it is a 15% chance, the RNG may play tricky to you. And even if it is a 50% chance, he will also be dealing damage according to his max HP, and he has a lot of HP. And if everything goes wrong, that for example, you provoked him, but you didn't pull back the attack bar enough, and then he slips you, the next turn, if everything goes wrong, the next turn he's gonna be using his third skill, that is Inel Magic, and that skill hits really hard because that skill is going to be stealing from all of the enemies 15% of the max HP of Wunsa's max HP. And the boss here, they have this ability on ToaH hard that they will be giving even more HP than the HP on the minions. So from this point on, it's just pulling back the attack bar, putting every time trying to put the speed reduction and the provoke. And I did not auto this from here because my runes are not amazing runes, and there's a chance that the RNG may not play in my favor, so it's better to manual this from here. So in this scenario, that's why I say that Wuchi is way better than Beramos in this scenario. Because after you get to the boss, you cannot apply continuous damage to the boss. And the only thing that you need to the bosses is to keep pulling back the attack bar. And Wuchi has two AoEs in which he's going to be pulling back the attack bar. One of them is going to be pulling back the attack bar to 0. And the other one is going to be reducing the attack bar with a minimum amount, but it's going to be AoE. So it's two AoE stuns on him. And also Wuchi is going to be decreasing the attack power of the boss in this stage. So Wuchi is way better for bosses than Beramos. But Wuchi is not a farmable obtainable monsters. So with these monsters, you can actually go into any other ToaH floor and they will actually be able to help you go through. Most of the ToaH's floors you can play with these monsters and you will be able to advance. And the higher your rune qualities, the easiest it's going to be for you to be able to kill ToaH. And it's just a matter of time. Just keep farming runes, go into the boss stages, and it's gonna be really easy for you to beat ToaH hard. Alright, so I'm gonna be advancing this part of the video, so that way you will be able to, it's gonna be taking a long time to get this boss HP down. because we are not dealing enough damage. So that's why some people, most of the people, they build Spectra with speed, crit damage, accuracy, or speed, crit damage, HP. So that way they can deal more damage because the second skill of a Spectra is in proportion of the enemy's max HP. So that's why it's very good to build this Spectra on crit damage build. Alright guys, now let's go ahead and have a look at the runes, so that way you will see some builds that you can make on these guys. Remember, Barretta is going to be on Despair anything. Ideally, you want him to be on Despair focus, so that way you can have a lot more accuracy. And I do have this accuracy rune on slot 6 because it has 31% additional HP. But you would like to go speed, HP for slot 2, 4, and 6. Baramos is going to be violent anything, and late game is going to be violent will or violent nemesis. I do have him on shield because I like when I go into arena and fight, some monster that will try to strip that beneficial effect from him. Now here's my Spectra. Spectra is on violent focus, so that way I can get more accuracy from him. In violent, I like the violent set because with the violent set, I get the additional turn pretty often, and that's gonna be having the third skill available more often as well. Now the next one to move is going to be Mav. Mav is the only one that I suggest you to build as tanky as possible, because Mav is going to be the one receiving the hit whenever he provokes somebody that you cannot stun. So defense HP is a good build. HP is a good build. Speed HP if you can make him tanky, very tanky. And the last one on the team is going to be Tion. Now my Tion is tuned to move right after Mav, because I want Mav to decrease the cooltime, and then I want Tion to give another turn to Mav, so Mav is going to be having that skill available again. It is really easy to build ToaH with these monsters. Just try to get similar builds. You don't need to have a standing run to get this cleared. And now, if you like the video, remember to like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day.